It's time to go scorezaring. Well, we finally made it. We made it to March. Here it is. It is just a handful of regular season games left tonight, tomorrow, the next night, and then it's all postseason, baby, after that. And it's time for the Scorezaar system to just kick in and just start kicking some ass. So, to recap, I want to look at what happened last night. There was one game last night, and we won it. It was also a money line that paid, and we won by the exact margin that we had suggested. So, and I've erased it all because time's moving fast, and I gotta prepare for tomorrow night's games, which are all set, ready to go. Here they are. These are tomorrow night's games, and we'll get to those at the end of the broadcast. So, without further ado, let's go through these games and see how we did. So let's start with Dayton at Richmond. Okay, so Richmond's hosting Dayton, laying a point and a half. We have Dayton winning the game. This is a money line play. We really like Dayton. Dayton is a really good team, and they did win. Dayton won 55-53, and that's a money line conversion right off the gate, man. How cool is that? Money line right from the get go, as they say. So, if you're unfamiliar with what a money line is, it's you're betting the dog to win the game. And so Dayton was the underdog, and we bet that they would win. And when you do that, you get more money than your average bear. So you get more money than a conventional straight up play like this one is. And we probably got another. We bet $100. We'll get our first 100 back, and then they'll give us like 120, right? Because we played the money line. Here it's just it's 2 for 1. You give them $100 and you win, you get your original 100 back plus 100. So it's not as much as the money lines. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, next up, Villanova hosting Providence. 8.5 was the line. That's a lot, man. And computer was, kind of in agreement, but it crossed its right there at 8 points. So let's see how this one played out. So Providence is the play. And final score here, Villanova wins by 2, 76-74. So the dog was the right play. And so, let's use this gold. I'm trying to make this appear aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, I think that gold works better than. Let me take a look and see how that looks. I actually like this gold a little bit better. So we'll just use that. Okay, Georgia hosting Tennessee. 15.5 is the line. We said Tennessee is going to win by 26, so we're taking the favorite here in the Volunteers. And final score, Tennessee won 75-68. So not a cover from the looks of it. We did not cover, so Tennessee was a bad play there. Next up, Akron at Ball State, laying 3.5. We say by 9. Akron still kind of angry at 79-60, so they win by 19. So that's a win and a cover. It takes a little bit off the edge of my Akron. It's just been really unpredictable, and they do silly things like, I don't know, score like 39 points to an inferior team. Okay, postseason game. Another controversial call. Holy Cross hosting American U in the Patriot League tournament. Holy Cross 2.5. We say American U wins the game. And why is this controversial? Well, because Holy Cross has been playing really well lately, and they're at home. American U's just been awful all year long. But the computer said take American U. So how did this end? So American U won 69-60. So we're 2-0 on the postseason. So what we're going to do, we're not going to count these postseason games here because this is just for the regular season. I'll explain that a little deeper in just a moment. So we went 1, 2, and 2. We went 2 and 2. Oh, yeah, 2 and 2 because we're not counting this one. We're going to count that elsewhere. Okay, 2 and 2 this string. UMBC hosting Binghamton, 6.5 the line. We say 6, so we're taking Binghamton to do the backdoor cover, and it was a 10-point victory for UMBC, 78-68. That's a loss. So just a loss. Okay, Patriot Tournament. Back to the Patriot Tournament. We got Lafayette hosting Bucknell. The line's 5.5. We say Lafayette wins and advances, and Bucknell gets bounced. But we don't think they win by that 5.5. So we're taking Bucknell as our play, but we really think Lafayette's going to win. And final score, Bucknell 82-81. Wow, what a dogfight. So Lafayette gets bounced. Bucknell was the good play. That's our first loss of the postseason right there. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Kennesaw State hosting Eastern Kentucky, laying 4.5. We give ourselves absolutely no room here. We say it's a 1-point game, so we take Eastern Kentucky. But we say Kennesaw State wins and advances, so that's just madness is what that is. Final score, Kennesaw 82-73. So Kennesaw does advance, and that's our, well, depending on what we're looking at. That's our first lost bet of the postseason. We got this game wrong, but we played the right team. It's hard to understand. Okay, Albany hosting Hartford, laying 2.5. We say Hartford wins the game. And so it's a money line. And so let's see what happened here. Hartford did win the game, 67-55. So that is a money line. Oh, and we're counting those. Forgot to do something. We're counting them over here. I'll show you. We've done quite well with the money lines. We're doing it manually right here. So that's our second of the night. So that's 2 money line wins. Now, if it's a postseason money line, that's going to go over here. Okay. And this is a bit of a mess. And I don't know what to do. But eventually, when all of the regular season games are done, we're getting rid of this nightmare because this is ugly. We're only like 20 games above 500 on the year. So that's not good. We did hit a ton of money lines. But we're getting rid of this, and we're going to slide this over, and it's going to be just we'll wipe the slate clean and start anew. And we're going to we won't get rid of this, so we'll still be able to refer back to it. But it's going to be better than 50% over here. I'm just telling you right now. Just calling my shot. Okay, Miami of Ohio hosting Central Michigan, laying 2.5. We say it's 11-point victory. And Miami of Ohio wins 75-61. So we get the pick right. No, without being too confusing here, we're not counting the tournament games. So we go 2-1 this string, 2-1. We'll count those elsewhere. Okay. Kentucky hosting Ole Miss, 16.5 the line. We say 19. Kentucky's our play. Final score, Kentucky 83-72. So not a cover. So that's another bad call. That's a loss. Oops, it's a loss. A win. South Carolina hosting Missouri, 6.5 the line. We say South Carolina wins by 9. That's our play. We're taking South Carolina 73-69. Oh, God. 4-point victory, and they don't cover, and that's a loss. Okay, Atlantic Sun Tournament, Florida Gulf Coast hosting North Alabama. We say 10.5. Well, that's the line, 10.5. We say 14. So Florida Gulf Coast is our play. And final score, Florida Gulf Coast wins 81-72, which is a 9-point victory. God. So the team wins, but we don't cover, so it's a loss. I'm going to confuse myself when I get to the other thing, but we'll straighten everything out. Ohio State hosting Nebraska, 15.5 the line. We say Ohio State by 17, and Ohio State loses 70 to 78. What the hell is going on here? You're not supposed to win on the road, Nebraska. Wow. Ugly string here. Okay, another money line. UMass Lowell hosting New Hampshire, laying 3.5. We say New Hampshire wins the game. So the underdog is our pick to win the game, and New Hampshire did win the game, 64-48. That is 3 money lines we've already won here, right? Where'd they all go? A 1, 2, and now 3. 3 money line victories, all of them regular season games. So we're going to count them all over here. Let's put us down for another money line. And if that doesn't change the 169, I'd readjust that. And it did. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 3 because we have that tournament game in there. 1 and 3, so that's not good. That's 5. We're 5 and 6 on the evening. That's not good, folks. If you're betting money and you're counting on good advice from me, well, I apologize. But the postseason, it's going to be a much different story. Stony Brook hosting NJIT, laying 9.5. We say it's a 9-point victory for Stony Brook, so NJIT's our play. Final score, and Stony Brook wiped the floor with them, 87-68. So we try to take the dogs, man, but I'll tell you, I'm not convinced the dogs are always a great play. But we do whatever the numbers tell us to do, so that's what we do. Ohio at Bowling Green, laying 7.5. We say 15. Ohio is our play. Bowling Green won the game. Just a red nightmare tonight. Red everywhere. And different color. Oh, I was going to put different colors of red, but that's the tournament. Hot pink I went with there. Okay, Horizon League tournament. Youngstown State hosting Robert Morris, laying 6.5. We say it's a 10-point win for Youngstown. It's a win and a cover. What actually happened? So Robert Morris won the game. So 73, got that top line number right, but got that really important bottom line number wrong. So it's a loss. And we're starting to lose these tournament games, which is, don't worry. Don't you worry. We're going to get good at these. Stetson at Central Arkansas, getting a 1.5. We say Stetson wins the game. It's a money line play. What happened? I'm curious here. So, Stetson wins. Stetson loses 73-74. Oh, God. I'd like that to be the last game you play of your college career. So Moneyline loses. We do win this bet because they didn't cover that 1.5. So we will take that out of this. So we win the bet again, and the other team advances. That's happened twice now, so it's going to be confusing, but I'll get it all figured out. Manhattan hosting St. Peter's, laying 2.5. Getting 2.5, rather. We say St. Peter's travels to Manhattan and wins, and that's exactly what happened, 73-51. And so that's a win. All right, let's figure this out. We go 1 and 2 here, and we don't count the tournament games. So it's just going to be ugly here, but let's take a look. We're 6 and 8, 42%. It's just how the regular season's going or went now that it's almost done. Buffalo hosting Toledo, laying 2.5. We say Toledo wins the game, and so it's a money line. And let's see, we're 3-0 on money lines so far tonight. And Toledo wins the game now by a ton, 92-76. So we got to get like extra credit because we said they'd win by 6 and actually won by 16. But we were pretty clear on that one. So that's our 4th money line conversion on the evening. go update that. So that's numero cuatro, 170 on the year. Okay, Vermont at Maine. Maine's won 2 games all year. Vermont has lost like maybe 3 or 4. They're good. Vermont's very good. Not ranked good because they play in a really soft conference there, the American East. But we have Vermont traveling to Maine, laying 19.5. We say by 32. Final score, Vermont wins 75-56. Why does this have danger written all over it? Do we get to 19.5? We don't, because it would have 19. Half point after all the goddess. Half got us here. All right, tournament game, Horizon League. Detroit hosting Green Bay, 9.5 the line. We say 10. Detroit wins 79-62. So that is that's a win and a cover for sure. So we'll take that. All right. Eastern Michigan hosting Western Michigan, laying 4.5. We say Eastern Michigan by 5. Neither one of these teams are very good. Eastern Michigan loses at home by 11 to a really bad team, 60-71. The red is just relentless. Becomes more red. All right, we like West Virginia. They've just had a really tough team this year. They played every great team in college basketball. They're traveling to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored by 5.5. We think they win by 3, so West Virginia is our play. And final score here. So Oklahoma laid it to them 72-59. So that's another loss. And we're getting pretty damn sick of these losses. So let's take out the tournament game. We go 1-3. God. 1-3. The nightmare's coming to an end, folks. We're 7 wins, 11 losses on the night. It's coming to an end, folks. It's going to get better. Okay. Next up, Duke travels to Pittsburgh. The line's 13.5. We say 25. Duke wins by 30, 86-56. Wow, by 30. So that's a win. And I feel like we're going to start winning a bunch here. Okay, back to the Horizon League. Milwaukee, for some reason, is hosting Illinois Chicago. And even Vegas said, why is that? Illinois Chicago laying 2.5. Say it's a 6-point victory for Illinois Chicago, and they win 80-69. It made no sense that Milwaukee was hosting this game. I don't know if they had one more win. I don't know. I don't know why Milwaukee was hosting, but it seems like it sure should have been UIC hosting there. But that's a win for us. Oakland hosting the worst team in Division I college basketball, and I can prove that statement. And for fun, maybe later we'll go do it. IUPUI, 21.5 is the line. We say by 28. Oakland. Oakland, 69-58. Oakland. We were expecting big numbers, Oakland. What's wrong? There is something wrong with Oakland. They're not the team that they were earlier in the year. No, we don't win that one. Kansas at TCU, laying 5.5. We say Kansas by 12. TCU wins by 10. It's 64-74. More red. More Roja. Roja. I think it's Roja or Royo or Roy. I don't know how to say it. Kent State on the road at Northern Illinois, laying 8.5. We say Kent State wins by 16. Kent State wins 63-55. Oh, God. Another half point. Another half point gets us. Man. Makes me just want to say a bunch of bad words. We go 1-2 string. Ugh. 1-2. 8-13. It's just slow. There it is. That Google Docs is so slow. Okay, 8 whole wins, folks. That's where we're at. Lipscomb hosting North Florida, laying 2.5. We say this is a Atlantic Sun tournament. We say it's a 1-point win for Lipscomb. I don't know why we would do this. There's no there. It has to win. It has to be exactly 1 point for us to win. Let's see. Lipscomb beats them by 9, 74-65. Plus another red mark. The correct team does advance. Florida at Vanderbilt, it's a pick 'em. We think Florida is a 4-point better team on the road than Vandy is. And so Florida wins 82-78. 4 points. It's like we said. Awesome. Okay, Michigan hosting Michigan State, laying 4.5. We think Michigan State's going to win the game. Final score, Michigan wins by 17, 70-87. No more. The money line magic is gone. It's gone. It's over, Johnny. It's just gone. So that's a loss. VCU hosting St. Bonaventure, laying 3.5. We say it's a 1-point victory. And the final score here. St. Bonaventure we're not going to play hard tonight, I think. 74-51. Doggone it, man. What? I hate when they do that. It's kind of, God. And for a great team like St. Bonaventure, it's so ugly. It's just a stain on college basketball. I mean, there should be people getting fired over crap like this. God, it just makes me mad. Houston hosting Cincinnati, laying 14.5. We say 19. Final score, 71-53, Houston. Oh, almost nailed it. Look at that. Pretty damn close. It should be a win. It's a win. Okay, we take the tournament game out. We go 2-2. And we're out of games for a furious comeback here. Virginia Tech hosting Louisville, 10.5 line. We say 13. Final score, Virginia Tech 75-43. Wow. I'd say that's a win and a cover. And again, just, Louisville. And we don't stand a chance. Why bother, building up a sweat? Boise State hosting Nevada, 10.5 line. We say 14. And final score here, Boise wins 73-67. So just a 6-point victory. And Nevada refuses to just accept their destiny. They're not going to go anywhere this year. But that is a rivalry game there. But I thought Boise at home would be a safe play. Oh, Wisconsin hosting Purdue, getting 2.5. How dare you, Vegas? How dare you? And Wisconsin wins 70-67. We took Purdue. And so that's a loss. Air Force hosting San Jose State, 5.5 line. We say not so fast. You're Air Force. Never forget that. It's a 1-point victory. And Air Force wins 58-54 for a 4-point victory. And we stumble our way into a backside here with Air Force. Santa Barbara hosting Northridge, like 14.5. Final score, there's not a final on this yet. Or is there? It's a final, 70-61. 70-61. Did they cover that? What is that, a 19-point victory? Yeah, 19, just like we said. Oh, 9. Public math, don't do it, folks. You're just begging to get embarrassed. Right, 2 and 3 of the string. God, I can't wait for the regular season to just get over with. Arizona at USC, laying 4.5. We say 7. It's halftime. And Arizona is putting a beat down on SC. It's 51-27 at half. So we're not going to see this one through to the end. So we're going to let that. Yeah, it's halftime. So we're just going to report on that at a later date. So we go 12-18 on the regular season plays tonight. But how did we do on the postseason plays? So we're going to do a little manual situation here. Okay, we're just going to bounce back and forth. This because I don't have it all automated like this one is. Because I'm waiting for this to get the hell out. Go away. Yeah, it was a bad experiment. It's a nightmare. So let's look for the tournament game. So we're 1-0 here with a money line. Did I count that money line? I don't recall. Right? It was a money line. Yeah, no, that's a money line. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we didn't count it because we're going to count it as part of the tournament. Never mind. Okay. So we give a win here and a money line victory. So let's do this manually. So 1-0 with another money line. Now let's go find the next one. So we won the bet, but the right team didn't advance, but we still won the bet. Okay, and that's what we're counting on here. So 2, the second victory. And we're 200%. How's that possible? Good Lord. Let's just forget the percentage here. We're 100% right. Okay, wait a minute. So here I go, S10 and T10. You add them up, that equals 2. And then when I divide, I want to divide here. I want to divide S10 by AE 8. That happens here. S10 divided by AE. Now that's not right. Okay, I'm gonna come back and tidy all this stuff up. We'll fix this stuff. Okay, so 2-0 so far, and then we had a loss, so we're 2-1. 2-1. That was our first loss of the postseason. Okay, more tournament. Now here's our second loss in the postseason, so we're 2-2. Then more tournament games. And this is the next tournament game down here. Youngstown State and Robert Morris. That was a loss. And then we counter that with the win. So we add 1 to each column, and we're 3-3. Well, that sounds just like 50%, like this nightmare is. But you have no fear. We're gonna get better. Then we have a win. So 4, and then we have another win and another loss, and we can even stretch out and go 1 and 2. So 1 victory and 2 defeats. So right at 500, and that took us to there, and that's going to be it. So we're 5-5. We wait for the postseason. It's going to be so much better. So we're 5-5 with the money line on our postseason bet. So, well, you know what? I know ultimately it's going to get a lot better. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm going to fix this whole thing. All right, real quick. Let's go look at tomorrow night's games. We'll get through these things real quick because I don't want to make this too long. And there is one I don't have a line on. So let me update this. Let's go to March 2nd. And when we get there, we'll look for it. Okay. Big South tournament. We have Radford. Now, this is a neutral court. Those other games were at campus sites, the lower seed sites. So the Big South is all at one place. So Radford hosting North Carolina A&T. Vegas is 1.5. We say Radford wins by 1 point. So the Dogs will play, but really Radford is who we're counting on advancing here. UNC Asheville and Charleston Southern, 10.5's the line. We say Asheville wins by a ton because they're terrible. They're just absolutely awful. One more morning game here in the tournament. High Point and Hampton. High Point is laying 5.5. We say 9. High Point is our play to win in advance. Now this is a non-tournament game. Xavier, so St. John's hosting Xavier, laying 1.5. We say Xavier wins, and so it's a money line. And so we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. Okay, now this is the Northeast tournament, and this is also, these are also neutral court games. So Bryant takes on Central Connecticut, who beat Fairleigh Dickinson last night to kick off the postseason. And a thrilling 1 point victory, which was exactly what we said would happen. And we can go back, watch the last two videos. We predict that. So here we say Bryant, the line is 16.5. We say Bryant by 17. So that's our play, Bryant. Okay, regular season game. George Washington hosting Duquesne, 6.5's the line. We say George Washington wins by 13. That's our play. Money line here, UMass at home, laying 2.5 to Fordham. We say Fordham wins, so it's a money line. Clemson hosting Georgia Tech, 8.5's the line. We say 10, so Clemson's our play. Davidson hosting George Mason, two really good teams here. Davidson is a little bit better than George Mason. It's not a bad team right there. At Davidson at home, laying 6.5. We say it's an 8-point victory, so Davidson's our play. Seton Hall hosting Georgetown, 14.5, says Vegas. And we say, hold our beer. We say 17. Georgetown getting no respect. And really, quite frankly, they don't really deserve it, to be quite honest with you. Middle Tennessee at Charlotte. Vegas is 1.5. We say 7. That's a pretty good team right there. Middle Tennessee, they've been solid all year long. I like that play. Notre Dame at Florida State, laying 1.5. Another pretty damn good team in Notre Dame. We say it's by 7, so that's our play. The Fighting Irish. Louisiana Tech hosting Old Dominion, 8.5's the line. We say 9. La Tech is a solid team. That's a good play right there. This one, I'm not so sure of. Iowa State hosting Oklahoma State. The numbers are really close between these two. Iowa State, as I've said before, we don't do the home court advantage, and there's 1,000 reasons why. Well, if there was 1,000 reasons why, there's probably 1,001 reasons to do it, because that's why we're doing so poorly, is this home court thing. But we have it a 1 point victory for Iowa State, so that makes Oklahoma State the play. So we're taking the dog. We're taking Oklahoma State the dog. Indiana hosting Rutgers, 4.5's the line. We say 6. Taking Indiana. Okay, now back into some tournament action. Northeast tournament. Again, this is all at one location. Long Island facing Sacred Heart, 8.5's the line. So we say Long Island wins and advances, but they don't cover the spread. So we're taking the dog here, but Long Island is who we say is going to win. Another Northeast tournament team or game. Wagner hosting St. Francis of Pennsylvania. 12.5's the line. We say 18. Wagner's a good team. I think it's going to come down between Wagner and Bryant there in that tournament. Next game, Northeast tournament. Mount St. Mary's hosting St. Francis. There's two St. Francis's, folks, if you didn't know it. One's in New York, one's in Pennsylvania. It's just, I don't know why. Can't you call one of you St. Frankie or something? I mean, come on. It's like having two teams named Campbell, or Marshall. Okay, come on. It's confusing, people. Help us out. We say Mount St. Mary's wins, but not cover. We think St. Francis of New York will backside cover here, but St. Francis still advances. Okay, LaSalle Wait a minute. Wait 1 minute here. LaSalle. Where is this game? LaSalle is at Philadelphia. Well, where's St. Joe's? um, gosh, you would think that St. Joseph's would be at home laying the points. In fact, the probability is pretty safe. So we're going to make LaSalle the away team and St. Joseph's the home team. St. Joseph at home, I think, laying half a point to LaSalle. We think LaSalle wins the game. It's a money line. St. Louis on the road at Rhode Island, laying 2.5. We think they win by 8. St. Louis is the play. Alabama hosting Texas A&M. Vegas is 9.5. We say by 6, so we're taking the dog. Taking Aggie the dog is who we're taking. Western Kentucky at Marshall, laying 2.5. We think it's 11-point win for Western Kentucky, so that's our play. WKY. Okay, Ohio Valley tournament. Tennessee State and SIU Edwardsville. 2.5 is the line for Tennessee State, laying 2.5. We think it's a 2-point victory, so the bet is on Edwardsville, but we think Tennessee State will win in advance. New Orleans hosting Houston Baptist, 8.5 is the line. We say 13, New Orleans to play. Campbell and Presbyterian. Campbell laying 3.5 in the Big South tournament. We say it's a 7-point victory for Campbell. So we say Campbell wins, covers, and advances here. Okay, here's our, they didn't have a line, so let me go see if I can grab one. UT Rio Grande Valley and Lamar. Oh, I made a mistake. I called them Lamar. They're winless Lamar. That's their new name. Winless. They're 0-24, and there's still no line. So we'll have to catch that tomorrow. There's just no line. But here's the predicted score. We say UT Rio Grande Valley A&M Tech State University. I'm trying to make that name longer. Wins by 10 over the succinctly named winless Lamar. UAB hosting Southern Mess, MESS, because they're a disaster. The whole athletic program is a disaster. 17.5. That's a solid team. That's a Sweet 16, I'm going to say, team, UAB. So they're going to kill Southern Miss, and I'll be delighted when it happens. Just go away. So go play Division II. Nichols at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Nichols is a slightly better team. Half the line, we say Nichols by 3 on the road. Connecticut at Creighton. I don't like this play. 4.5 the line. We're taking UConn. I think Creighton's probably the better play there, but that's what the computer says, so we just go with it. Auburn at Mississippi State, 2.5 the line. Don't sleep on the Bulldogs because they're a good team. But Auburn's out of this world good. So will it be 11? I doubt it. I think Auburn does cover that 2.5, but that's a good team, folks. Got great numbers. Another one similar here, LSU, who I'm mad at, and for good reasons, because they just keep losing. They're on the road at Fayetteville to take on the Razorbacks. Vegas says 5.5. Get out of here, Vegas. That's ludicrous. When we take Arkansas, we still say LSU wins the game, but we're not saying 3.5 or something stupid like that. No way. You know how good they are? Get out of here. Marquette at DePaul, laying 1.5. We say Marquette by 6. I think it's a good play, winning cover for Marquette. Miami of Florida at Boston College, 4.5 the line. We say it's 9-point victory. I think that's going to be pretty accurate right there. Maryland and Minnesota, Big Ten. I don't know. I mean, no one can stop Nebraska right now, right? And Purdue loses, and dogs and cats living together. Who knows in the Big Ten? Because you know what? They don't seem to care that they lose because, what's the point? We're all getting into the Big Ten tournament, and, we'll just take our chances there. So, this is all revenue. Anyways, we say Maryland wins. by 3. The line's 5.5. So Minnesota's our play. Wait for the ACC. When you compare the ACC to the Big Ten, these people care. They're really into it. I mean, they show up and play with few exceptions, like Pittsburgh tonight. I mean, they knew they couldn't at home against Duke, and they lost by like 1,000 points. But the ACC, they, every team, puts up a fight regardless of home or away. You just don't see them laying down like you see everywhere else. Wake Forest at home to NC State, 10.5 the line. We say 14, so Wake is our play. New Mexico State hosting Stephen F. Austin. This could be a good game. It's at New Mexico State. I think they're in Albuquerque, but I'm not sure. 5.5 the line. We say it's a 3-point victory for. They're also the Aggies. So we're taking Stephen F. Austin to do the backside cover. Wichita having a kind of a down year for their standards. They're at Tulsa. Tulsa, I mean, they field a Division I men's basketball team, but that's about all. That's about all you can say about them. They're not horrible, but they haven't really done anything outstanding all year. We like Wichita on the road to win and cover that measly 1.5. That should be very doable for Wichita State. Cal Baptist hosting Chicago State, 12.5 the line. We say 17, taking Cal Baptist at home. Okay, then they throw a tournament game at us here. Back in the Ohio Valley tournament, it's Tennessee Tech hosting Austin Peay and laying a 1.5. Did I say hosting? I meant Tennessee Tech faces Austin Peay because that's a neutral court tournament. And we say Tennessee Tech wins by 2 with the win and the cover. Okay, we're going to end the night with a money line play. UNLV at home laying a 1.5 to Wyoming. We say Wyoming comes into Vegas and walks out with a 4-point victory. So Wyoming's our play. All right, folks. I'm going to get this whole thing figured out. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to do. I'm going to get this whole thing figured out and get rid of this nightmare. Here's the one thing, and this should be fun to do. This should be fun. We're going to find a tournament losers like Holy Cross here tonight. They lost, so they're out. And we're going to go put the lights out on them. This is what I mean. Watch this. So go find Holy Cross. Their season's over. They lost their only playoff game. So we're going to turn the lights out on them. We're going to do it here. And then we're going to go here. Now we may have to turn the lights back on if they make another tournament. Holy Cross isn't going to make another tournament. So we're going to do it here, and we're going to do it here on the big board here, the rankings page. So you can see we've already turned the lights off on a couple other teams, and we'll get to you, IUPUI. So I thought that'd be fun to do. So we got that one out of the way. Here's another tournament. Lafayette is done. Put a fork in Lafayette. So going to Lafayette. And we're just going to end their season. Stops right here. It stops right here. Stops today. Stops now. You're done. And then go into Vegas and find Lafayette. And I'll have you note one thing. So Lafayette's number 309 in my ranking. 309. Okay. St. Thomas, 299. So the highest team to be eliminated so far is ranked 299. That's the highest team. Okay. And admittedly, there's not many. And then we will have some in the upper part of these. But for the most part, the top third is going to it's going to stay lit. These teams are all going to stay lit, well into the month of March, with a couple of exceptions. But for the most part, this is all going to be darkened out down here, which is sort of like I call the acid test for the computer. It's all going to be dark. These all going to get eliminated, all of them, everyone. And the top third will be, alive, and because the better teams are winning and surviving. It's a little acid test. Okay, we killed Lafayette. Now it's time to put the lights out on Eastern Kentucky. They're in the Atlantic Sun. And bye-bye. All right, take care. Good luck. Bye-bye. Okay, they're done. Eastern Kentucky, they might be the highest rated team now. Let's see, because they're not awful. I mean, they're not good, but they're not awful. Eastern K. There they are, number 246. Okay, that's the highest rated team that we have shown the door to. Okay, next, Eastern Kentucky. The next tournament loser is North Alabama. Again, back in the Atlantic Sun. North Alabama. And if this was Kenny and Charles, they'd be going fishing, right? We've all seen that. Okay, you're done. North Alabama. Let's go find them here on the big board. North Alabama, number 314, is done for the year. Good year, guys. Number 314. That's fantastic. North Alabama. Next, we're going to call it a season for Youngstown State, which I'm kind of surprised. I had them rated higher than Robert Morris, but the Horizon League. You know what they say about that Horizon League. Yeah, they're done. They lose and they're out, and they're done. And Youngstown may be the highest rated team now. They're 233. Yeah, that's the highest rated team. That's with their season over. 233. Okay, so that's it. Youngstown is done. Stetson is done. Stetson is done. The Hatters are playing baseball now. So they're done by 1 point. But you can see they're 6-19. It was time. It was just time, Stetson. It's not you, it's us. You were fine. They're number 301. And so, bye-bye. Okay, Stetson, you're done. Green Bay, you're done. Let's go get Green Bay on the horizon. Get them the hell out of here. One more. There we go. If they lose, and we're just going to heartlessly kill their season for them. Green Bay. Number 328 is done. And next is the tournament game here. Milwaukee. So you would think this would be like the AL Central. Bad analogy. I'll just move on. Let's go get Milwaukee in the horizon. Their teams are named after the schools are named after the towns, just like they do in the pro sports. And Milwaukee is done. Milwaukee, number 317. You notice a pattern here? You're not hearing anybody in the the high hundreds or even the mid hundreds or even under 100. They're not dead yet. Not dead yet. Okay, this is going to be fun, right? This is what made me think of doing this. IUPUI. And I'm not going to do it. All right, I might do it. I don't want to know what it stands for. I don't care. But I am kind of curious. I think it stands for Indiana University, Purdue University of Indiana. IUPUI. Now I'm looking it up. What does IUPUI stand for? Indiana, okay, I was slightly wrong. Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis. So it's Indiana University dash Purdue University at Indianapolis. Okay, thanks. Now we can forget. I've already forgotten. So but that is what that means. That's what they stand for. And now for the fun coup de grace here. Gee, where is IUPU? Oh, they're the worst team in college basketball. They're the worst team in college basketball, and soon they're going to have a lot of company. Okay, so IUPUI is done. Indiana University, Purdue University at Indianapolis. Okay, North Florida is done. So in the Atlantic Sun, North Florida is done. There they are right there. They lose to Lipscomb. And when you do that, your season ends. And North Florida. Where is North Florida? North Florida is number 276. Is that the highest? That might be the highest. The highest rated team. Yeah. Oh, no, Eastern Kentucky is still higher. But they're done. And there may be one more tournament game. Wasn't there that? I thought there was one more. Maybe that was it. Okay. So we're going to do that every night. And I'm going to make it flow a little bit better. Like we're going to report the score and then immediately go kill them. And that should be fun. All right, folks, that's it. It's about an hour. Appreciate all the wild support I'm receiving on YouTube, and we'll make this fun going forward. And we're going to start winning and making money. I promise you. All right, take care. Bye-bye.